We start with breaking news. Thank you for joining me. I'm Sam Shocker. Our 9 News Investigates team has learned the former Aurora dentist charged with his wife's murder now faces a new charge, solicitation for murder. The new charges against James Craig come a day after his attorney dropped him, delaying a trial that was supposed to begin any day. Craig is accused of poisoning his wife in March of 2023. Our 9 News Investigates team confirmed he was charged this morning with soliciting a murder from his jail cell and perjury. We're working to get more details on Thursday. Defense attorney Harvey Steinberg withdrew from the case. That happened after a closed-door hearing on Thursday, and Steinberg told 9 News Investigates he had no comment. New at noon, the owners of the Return to Nature funeral home have pled guilty to nearly 200 counts of corpse abuse. John and Carrie Halford entered the plea today. The Halfords were charged with improperly storing nearly 200 bodies at their funeral home in Penrose stemming back to 2019. Prosecutors say the couple would store bodies in a room temperature building and give grieving families dry concrete in place of their loved ones' ashes. Today's plea comes after the couple had already taken a plea deal on the federal level last month. John Halford faces as much as 20 years in prison, while Carrie could get as much as 15 to 20 years in prison. Lafayette police say they caught a burglar who apparently has a thing for sweet treats. Police had been trying to catch the person that they're now dubbing the Cupcake Caper since August. Investigators believe 35-year-old Adrian Grigg hit 14 small businesses in Lafayette, including Dairy Queen, Ruby Roo Sweet Eatery, Cherry's Cheesecakes, and Button Rock Bakery. The owner of Button Rock says all he took was $40 worth of cupcakes, but the damages were more severe. Lafayette police say overall, Griggs caused nearly $13,000 in damages across the 14 stores and stole about $4,000 worth of property. And right now, he is in Adams County Jail on unrelated charges, but faces more than a dozen counts of second-degree burglary. Today, Denver students and staff who passionately tried to save their schools are left to deal with their impending closures. This after the DPS board agreed to close 7 schools at the end of the year. Not only will more than half a dozen schools close, but 3 will be merged and restructured. After last night's vote, community advocates shouted, "Shame on you," before they were escorted out. They called the vote infuriating. The school board president says it was a tough decision, but that something had to be done about the declining enrollment the district has seen for years. Some of the affected schools were only using about 30% of the buildings that they were in.
Time will tell if this is the right decision for the future, but we have given it our all, and we've made the best decision, I think, given everything that we have, and I believe it's the right one.
And families at the 10 impacted schools will get to choose any school in the district with openings. Some teachers are guaranteed other jobs within the district, but not all. DPS plans to keep the buildings for community use, and community meetings will be held to decide what kind of use that will be. Well, we got some clouds filling up the skies. We look over Denver. What can we expect this weekend? Well, I know the woman with the answers. Joining me now, Keely Chalmers with our 9 News Weather Impact team. Keely.
Yeah, well, we can expect sunshine today and tomorrow, and temperatures warming well above normal for this time of the year. And things do start to change on Sunday into Monday morning. Could be waking up to a little bit of snow Monday morning. Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, it looks like we will likely see some snow down at the lower elevations as well. So we'll talk about that, some of the travel impacts, no doubt. But let's talk about the sunshine. 60 degrees at DIA right now. The winds out of the southwest, 7 miles per hour. Taking a look at our satellite and radar, really, we still have a ridge of high pressure dominating our weather pattern, but we are getting some mountain wave clouds moving through, and that is keeping those temperatures just a couple degrees cooler than we initially thought yesterday, and keeping our eye on this system to the north and west of us that, again, will be bringing snow certainly to the high country. We're talking about some pretty impressive snow totals for the mountains, and again, a chance for some snow at the lower elevations as well. Current temperatures, 60 in Denver, 62 in Colorado Springs, Greeley, a little bit cooler, checking in at 49 degrees, 53 in Fort Collins. We're looking at 30s and 40s in the high country, some low 50s as well. Partly cloudy today. Again, we got those mountain wave clouds moving in. Temperatures topping out about 62 degrees. We're looking at 50s and 60s, mainly 60s across the plains. Your weather headlines, again, sunny and warm, a light mix possibly Monday morning, and we'll talk more about Wednesday's snow event coming up in your complete forecast in just a bit.
I love it. From 60-degree weather to snow. Gotta love Colorado. Thank you, Keely. Well, Denver's auditor is pointing out that no one knows how much the city's homeless shelter program is costing taxpayers. The auditor also pointed out the program is full of security concerns and mismanagement. Auditor Tim O'Brien says the city and the Department of Housing Stability are doing such a poor job tracking the costs of Denver's shelter program that he had to do his own math. He estimates the city has spent $150 million on 25 homeless shelters from 2022 to March of this year, but not counting emergency shelters dedicated to housing migrants. The audit also raised concerns about poor security at shelters like the former DoubleTree on Quebec, where 2 people were shot and killed in March.
I think the homeless population are a vulnerable population. They might need more and do need more protection than maybe a guest at a hotel. You know, you need locked doors at a hotel. With the homeless, I mean, you know, they're vulnerable and people will go after them.
And we should note the city increased security following that shooting. The audit highlights other issues like insufficient anti-discrimination policies and improper storage of sensitive infos about residents. The city agreed to implement most of the auditor's suggestions to better track spending and other data, but claims the audit's numbers are outdated and said the audit ignores recent improvements. New at noon, the judge in Donald Trump's hush money case has postponed the president-elect's sentencing indefinitely. Trump was convicted in May on 34 counts of falsifying business records to cover up a plan to influence the 2016 election by paying hush money to an adult film actress who said they had sexual relations. Trump's lawyers have been pushing for the conviction to be thrown out in light of his election, but the prosecutors will not agree. And only hours after Matt Gaetz withdrew his name from consideration for U.S. Attorney General, Donald Trump has a new pick. He named Pam Bondi, who is a former Attorney General of Florida. She was one of the president-elect's lawyers during his first impeachment trial and spent more than 18 years as a prosecutor and was Florida's first female Attorney General. The holidays are in the air. People are crowding the roads and airports today ahead of Thanksgiving, and Denver is finishing up preps for tonight's tree lighting. And a drug that helped with weight loss and diabetes has another new benefit.